Obesity is fast becoming a burden in Nigeria, rising annually at a rate of 4.9% in adults and 8.3% in children, according to the World Obesity Atlas 2023. Here in Nigeria, the condition is fueled by increased urbanization, excess calorie consumption, and thyroid disease. The World Obesity Federation projections indicate it could worsen within the next decade. Despite the growing burden, Nigeria ranks 180 out of 183 in the latest obesity preparedness ranking, one of the lowest in the world.
We have different figures from different sources, but we have an average prevalence of about 15% with a range of 8 to 22%. Our low level of preparedness is really, it's sad and, very alarming. Why? Because the least prepared we are, the more cases of NCDs, that's non-communicable diseases, we'll end up having. If we can't prevent the rising rates of obesity, that means we're going to have more non-communicable diseases like hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, strokes, heart failure, chronic kidney disease. It just leads to that. Obesity is the precursor for these diseases.
Lower and middle-income countries with large populations like Nigeria are at risk of rapid rise in the prevalence of obesity by 2035. Experts say this could deepen the burden on Nigeria's health sector.
We already have a lot of our population with non-communicable diseases, children dying of malaria, pregnant women. And yes, I forgot to mention hepatitis too. That's a communicable disease with a large burden. Then you come in and add these communicable diseases. I mean, we are really in trouble.
The global economic impact of obesity is expected to hit $370 billion a year by 2035, a huge burden for world economies.
The necessary action is just to look at the cost implication, and where 370 billion is projected to be a liability to an economy, no nation can now take it easily, because the phantom of the discovery is that this amount must be sourced within the economy, because if it is not sourced within those economies, then definitely the borrowing style of monetary provisions will be highly challenging.
The World Obesity Federation ranking assessed countries' responses to non-communicable diseases and obesity. While all 10 of the most prepared countries are in Europe, 8 of the 10 least prepared countries are on the continent of Africa, with calls for governments and institutions to pay more attention to measures around taming obesity and other non-communicable diseases.